I was really nervous when when I first read the romantically challenged script. I thought to myself, no problem. I did this for 8 years during my youth, this will be no problem. And then creeping up closer to the date that we were, going to start shooting, I started getting really nervous. And I think a lot of that plays into the mental aspect that you're actually going to be shooting in front of a live audience. Especially after you've been rehearsing for 4 days, really without that live audience, it's just another thing that sort of throws you for a loop. But this amazing thing happened that our first tape night, I was outside a door in a set waiting to come on, and I looked out to the crowd and I saw them laughing, and this like sense memory came back of being a little girl and experiencing something similar on the Who's the Boss set, and I relaxed. It just allowed me that moment to be like, oh, you've been here before, you got this. My entire dating life, from the time I would say 18 to 35, I was romantically challenged. I hated dating. I hated the whole, dance of when you meet someone and then you make plans to go out, and then you don't know what to wear, and then you go out, you don't feel like you could totally be yourself, and then there's that whole, do I kiss him, do I not kiss him thing, and then there's, is he gonna call me the next day? It's a whole bunch of stuff that I never could get into. And I hated it so much that I would say that I just jumped from relationship to relationship so that I wouldn't have to go on dates. There is a resemblance too, and I think, with our entire cast, we all complement each other comedically. We all have our little quirks that separate us from one another, and I think are very distinct. I think that the comedic voices are very distinct. And look, television's lightning in a bottle, and I think that's the X factor. If there's ever an X factor to be talked about, I think it's that chemistry, that thing that makes you want to tune in every single week. When I did Charmed, I know people tuned in not to see what demon we were battling that week, but more about the relationships and the dynamics between all the characters and our chemistry. And I know that that's what made that show work. I think that, this has all been a learning process throughout the 6 episodes that we've shot. It takes a long time to get, a comedy into the rhythm of, some sort of formulaic thing that works. The 6 episodes we deal with friendship stuff, ensemble stuff, relationship stuff. It's pretty split between the girls and the guys. But I don't know what's going to happen if we're blessed enough to have a season 2. I don't know, we could all, join the nunnery. We shot the pilot a year and, 3 months ago now, and it's a very different show than that pilot. Originally, the pilot was about, my character meeting a sort of slacker writer who doesn't really have a job, and him not being ready to be in a relationship with a woman who's a lawyer and a mother, but him having feelings nevertheless and them giving it a shot. So from that, it's sort of evolved into an ensemble, which I think is good because it's not limiting. As much as I love that original pilot, it was very limiting. Scripts had to be about something very specific week after week, which now we have the liberty to do so much. And, I truthfully don't know anyone who hasn't been romantically challenged at some point in their life. So to me, it's an endless well to tap into.